How'd I get here? I was just going to take my trash out. Well, while I'm here, welcome everybody to another episode of Classic Old School Gaming. I'm Carl, Classic Old School Gamer. So what is this strange acid trip of a world that I'm in right now? Well, it'd be none other than the land of SubCon. If you thought that living mushrooms and anthropomorphic turtles were weird in Super Mario Bros. 1, just wait to get a load of this crew. You got little doll-faced mask-wearing Jawas, living suicide bombs, vegetables with faces on them, a bomb-tossing mouse that wears sunglasses, a big old fireball that's alive, a Cubert-like dinosaur-looking thing that attacks by spitting eggs at you, and a frog that burps out toxic gas bubbles at you. Wow, what were the game designers on? Oh, makes sense. So this game is about 24 years old, so since it's that age, I don't really feel I need to throw the spoiler warning out there because this should be common knowledge by now. But yes, the whole game is a dream. You see Mario there at the end, asleep in his bed, with himself and his crew celebrating victory with the SubCons, all in a thought balloon. But that's no big deal. Many people now seem to allege that Super Mario Bros. 3 was just a play. But back to Super Mario Bros. 2. The story is pretty simple, as most were back then. It reads, when Mario opened a door after climbing a long stair in his dream, another world spread before him, and he heard a voice call for help to be freed from a spell. After awakening, Mario went into a cave nearby, and to his surprise, he saw exactly what he saw in his dream. Now I just recently realized that if the whole game is a dream, then in that story, the first dream is actually a dream within a dream.
Dream within a dream, huh?
That dream within a dream.
I just said that.
A dream within a dream. 2 levels. 3.
Actually, it's only 2. Can you even get to 3? Is that possible?
Not possible. That many dreams within dreams is too unstable.
There you go. Now, I don't think I need to go over the history of the game in great detail because everybody probably knows it already, but to sum up, the original Super Mario Bros. 2 was released in Japan after Super Mario Bros. And is built off the same engine. And graphically, it looks pretty much the same. Except they had to go and introduce that damn poison mushroom. Bastards. And this is the game that originated the Luigi jumps higher but is more difficult to control concept. Also, the game was hard as shit. So, Nintendo believed that it was too tough for us Americans to be entertained with. They were right. I again stayed not frustrated long enough to even complete the first world. So what they did was they made a hack of another game of theirs called Doki Doki Panic. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They swapped out the main characters with Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Princess. And thus, the black sheep of the original 2D Super Mario Bros. Games was created. Now when this game came out, it was kind of a big deal. You gotta remember, or visualize depending on your age, the world was still emerging from the video game crash of 1983, and the industry wasn't as in your face as it is today. But from what I remember, the game got some decent publicity for back then. The biggest publicity it got was being the cover and focal point of the original issue of Nintendo Power. Sorry, I don't have that volume of it. I remember one of my friends bringing that first issue of Nintendo Power to school, and they showed me the Super Mario Bros. 2 section. I couldn't believe the number of enemies that were in the game, and the number of bosses too. And I was amazed how much more advanced the graphics were. Remember, we were going from this to this. That's a pretty significant leap. Now, since this came from a different game, which, when we were little, we didn't know that back then, they brought in a whole new cast of critters. Gone were the Goombas, Koopas, Buzzy Beetles, and Piranha Plants. Instead, you got a bunch of guys walking around in masks and hoodies, calling their gang the 8-bits. Ah, masks and hoodies. Who would wear something so ridiculous? Touché. But back to the 8-bits. I tell you what, the instruction booklet has some rather odd lines in the descriptions for this rogues gallery. Check it out. Tweeter. It's a bird with a mask. He hops. Well, thanks for that. Ninja 1. He is a little devil that appears in the dreams of NES players. Breaking the fourth wall. Nice. I always thought Maggie Simpson's winter outfit looked like a ninja. Ninja 2. He stays in one spot and jumps repeatedly. A strange guy. Strange description. Bizo. Pink. He attacks by flying straight at you. Stay calm and study his movements carefully. What movements? He flies straight at you. Just jump over him. Trouter. It's a fish that lives in the world of dreams. You'll find it in waterfalls and rivers. He interferes with Mario. Interferes. Not attacks. Not jumps at. Interferes. I don't know. Sometimes he's helpful though. How can you call it interfering? Bob-omb. Now, how come when he blows up, it says bomb and not boom? That would be like... Cobrat, usually asleep in a jar and moves on Wart's command, often appearing in the dreams of Toad. Well, that's interesting. Just Toad? I never really did a comparison of the number of Cobrats in the level for Toad versus everyone else. I'll have to look into that. Mouser. It is a bomber of bad dreams that destroys good dreams. It is proud and doesn't believe that it is just a mouse. Well, what else does it think it is? Phanto. Ooh, I hate this guy. He should have been more like his brother. Nothing really humorous about his description. Just funny they put the Doki Doki Panic sprite in drawing of Phanto. The Americanized Phanto, I think, is much more sinister looking. Actually, the way half his face is covered, kinda looks like... Wart. He is the most mischievous of all in the world of dreams. He created monsters by playing with the Dream Machine. A way to just give us a good idea of what the final boss is. They give you that mystery question mark even though they have pretty good illustration of what he looks like. So anticlimactic. Birdo. He thinks he is a girl and spits eggs from his mouth. He'd rather be called Birdetta. Good for you, Birdetta. Don't be ashamed of who you are. Claw Grip. He grows suddenly and is surprisingly skilled at throwing rocks. Wait, grows suddenly? No, he doesn't. Besides, he's already pretty big. How much bigger can he get? You don't want to make him too big or else he becomes...
So here's this giant enemy crab.
Nintendo already beat you to the punch on that one, Sony.
Attack its weak point.
Yes, we know how it goes.
Massive damage.
Enough! Don't even talk. And now we know the history, we know the story, we know the enemy. We do. I just said we do. Okay, we know the history, story, and enemies. Let's go play the game.
It's time to play the game.
Yes, let's play. No! Super Mario Bros. 2. Let's go. Gah! Alright, we are ready to go. Let's see the game. Alright, now, like most video games, I play them the same exact way almost every time if I can. So with this game, I always start it with Mario, and I always end it with Mario because it's his dream. It's only fair. He starts it, he ends it. So, let's go. 1-1. What a way to start. This is the part where you're supposed to wake up. Alright. Oh, ugh. Good way to start. I meant to do that. But luckily, there's a mushroom right here. By the way, I do not know the locations of all the mushrooms. I used to back in the day. Now, not so much. So, for those of you that know the game inside out, it'll probably be infuriating to watch me put the doors down in the wrong spot. So for those people, sorry. This is always fun. Boom! Bomb. Skateboard. Ooh, there's one right there. I didn't know that. I usually skip over. Got it. Alright. Now we can take that little warp right over here. Timing isn't. This is cruel, but I always do this. Oh crap. Ugh. Alright, let's go, Birdo. I mean, Birdetta. Bitch, you jumped into that one. Huh! Damn! Close. How about that shit?